Yo, 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 what's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Pot Podcast with Tigmatic. And it's your boy, you know what I'm saying? We on one, another one, episode 23. You know what I'm saying? And as promised, hold on, let me get this together. Hold on, I hear it. I need to get this together because I can hear it. That sound a little better. Can you hear me?
Man, I can hear you even before. I can
There
hear you
we go.
good.
It was an echo. I had to get rid of that echo. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, no doubt.
Yeah. All right. So as promised, y'all, I got the music mogul. You know what I'm saying? Put out hits out here for the people to dance to and bop to. You know what I'm saying? I have the one and the only Anthony Johnson out here. How you doing, good brother?
Yo, what's good, baby? How you living, man?
Oh man, I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. I'm blessed that you here. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt, no doubt. It's all good,
Yeah,
man.
man. It's happy to
Family,
have you here. Welcome.
no doubt. What's up,
So
man?
before we get into it, you know what I'm saying, I want to say thank you to everybody that's been watching. And thanks to everybody that's been supporting, you know, the pot, stirring the pot. Y'all watching is helping me out. I'm almost at 200 subscribers. I'm at 192. Help me get to the 500, y'all. Click, like, share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, it starts
And I know
somewhere,
y'all
right?
hear that a lot. Thanks to the people in the UK that watch. Thanks to the people and Philly that watch. Thanks to the people on the West Coast that watch. We got a West Coaster right now. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Yeah, so tell the people a little bit about yourself, man. Tell them who you are and what you do.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing? First of all, thanks for having me on the show, man.
Oh, man.
I,
Thank you for
I,
coming on, man.
I
Taking the
appreciate
time to chop it up with your boy. You know, I know you got a busy schedule. You be
you. No doubt.
shaking and moving, you know what I'm saying? And we've been corresponding for months. And, you know, you actually see the potential because we have conversations. And this was the first time we had got to have a face-to-face conversation, but we had conversations. So it feels good to put the face with the voice, you know what I'm
No
saying? And
doubt.
not
No
just the
doubt.
business page.
So, so a lot of people, the number one question I always get asked is, how did I jump into the music business? I get
Right,
asked that.
right.
That's like the number one question everybody asks me. And
Right.
so let me jump into my background real quick, because a lot of people say, "Oh man, did you know you was an A&R? Did you intern at a label? Did you go to school? What got you into to music like that and be able to have that position?" So let me
Right.
tell you. So let's take it back. Let's take it back. So a lot of people don't know this about me, but I started out as an artist. I
Okay.
was I was a hip hop battle rapper.
Word. What was your
I,
name then?
my name, they used to call me Touche. So I was that I was that cat that you did not want to see on the microphone.
Right.
Did not want to even come in nowhere near me. So hip hop was like a parent to me, like a mother or a father. Shit raised me. So I was the cat flying from well, first of all, before I even talk about my my New York back in the day, is a lot of people don't know that LA was just like New York back in the hip hop days. But nobody knows that except New York
Right.
cats who was doing it. So when you thought of LA, you thought of NWA and shit like that. But we was on some underground hip hop.
Keep it clean. Keep it clean. Keep it clean.
Oh, okay. We was on some underground hip hop stuff, some real hip hop stuff. And I would fly back and forth to New York. I used to run with Gangstar, J. Rue the Damager, and all of
That's
them.
what's up.
Yeah.
Legends, man. That's legendary right there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I was like the head that all the record labels wanted to sign me and stuff, but I would never sign with anybody because I feel that they were watering me down. And at that time, it was more about it wasn't like how it is now. It was more of a respect thing of how you say your lyrics and how you want to be, you know, and I just was not about to be commercial for nobody. Well, anyway, to make a long story short, I seen how the music business was changing, and then I was getting older. So I hit up one of my partners because everybody knew me at all the record labels. Everybody knew me. So I hit up one of my boys at Warner Brothers, and I told him, I said, "Hey man, give me a job over here, man. You know, this artist thing is not working out for me anymore because, you know, rap is changing, you know, and so, you know, hook me up with a job." So he gave me a job in promotions. And my first job was to promote Janet Jackson's Velvet Rope album.
Mm.
And what I did is what I did, it's funny. They gave me, because it was, you know, it was albums back then, it was vinyl back then. So they did is
Right.
they gave me like 6 boxes of vinyl to go promote. And I drove it straight to a swap meet and sold it to the Asians.
Oh, snap.
I wasn't supposed to do that, but I was like, man, I'm about to get paid.
Right.
So,
So what happened?
hey, it was beautiful. I got paid. The Asians, they bought it up. We got it before it came out.
Yeah.
They bought it
So
up,
did
and
you get a chance to meet Miss Jackson and chop it up with her?
so I met Janet Jackson later as I became an executive, not as at that point when I still was like the hip hop head rapper dude who just got a job, who really can care
Right.
less about the job. I'm just trying to get my bread. I can care less about the job. So
Facts.
so um so then I started taking it serious, and then stopped, like really didn't too much care about rapping no more, and I started taking it serious, and I started looking at other artists and stuff. So then I started bringing music to the CEO of the label. Even though I was in promotions, I started bringing music to the CEO of the labels, and he enjoyed my ear and my vision and brought me onto the A&R team. So then I A&R for only like about 3-4 months. Then I went to Def Jam, and then I A&R to Def Jam for a while, then Capitol
So
for a
let's get
while.
into that. Let's get into that.
Okay.
Uh, what was like working? What was working at Def Jam like? And like, who were some of the acts that you're responsible for? For those that didn't read the bio on Facebook, because it's on Facebook, but for those on YouTube watching right now, run down your list. You know what I'm saying? You can
So
talk your stuff. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Let these people know what you're responsible for out here. You know?
right. So when I was at Def Jam, I did a lot of the writing and producing, the writers and producers for the label. I wasn't so much signing the acts. I actually was working on the projects as getting the music for them, you know, for the artist that was already there.
Right.
And and that was Neo, Chrisette Michelle, you know, artists like that who was there at that time, Redman, Method Man, stuff like that. So I got the catalog for them. I was in charge of that. So then after that, I did it at Capitol, and then after that, believe it or not, it was this adult. I can't say her name, but there was this adult film star who approached me to manage her, and I was like, I don't know, everyone know you, but whatever. She said, well, hey, I'm having an album release party, and I want you to come, and I'm putting you on the VIP list. So I
Right.
said, okay. So I say, so check this out. This is a very interesting story. This move really launched me into, really brought me from me going to that event. So I went to that event, and I couldn't believe how star-studded it was. Every celebrity in the world was at this girl's party. I thought it was gonna be something small.
Right.
At that party, I ran into the guy who's the president of Shady Records, and he knew me. Me and him knew each other for a long time, and he happened to have Obi Trice with him, and he introduced me and Obi together and was like, "Yo, you guys need to do something." And I started managing Obi Trice from
Okay.
going to that event. And me and Obi, you know, his first 3 albums, I was his manager. And
Obi's fire too.
yeah, appreciate it, man.
Real name, no gimmick.
Yeah, appreciate it,
You
man.
know what I'm saying?
And that's
But
crazy how that relationship came from going to a party. From going to a party, I started managing Obi. And then, so when I started managing Obi, I left the record labels. I went straight management company.
okay.
Management company. I started managing Obi, and then I started managing a whole bunch of songwriters after that. You know, and we did records for, you just about can name anybody in the industry, we did records for. And then in the midst of that, I ran into Huey. And he approached me. He had the song Pop Lock and Drop It, but it wasn't out. Nobody knew who he was. And me and him met, and I made that happen. And that was a real good run with Huey, you know.
Yeah, it took over the world by storm.
It did. It did, you know.
It took over the world by storm, and that was a viral moment for him.
Right. All right.
Okay, so my next question to you is, what were some of the obstacles that you had to do as an A&R, like over at Def Jam, right? What was some of the tough things that you had to endure, and what was the easiest thing for you, if you would?
The hardest thing. Let me think of the hardest thing. Probably egos, dealing with different stars, egos, celebrities, egos. We had I'm not going to say their names, but there's a couple of artists who had egos, and working with those egos was very challenging. Very, very challenging. And the easiest part was getting the music together and getting those right records for them. But some of them had egos. I would say their name, but I can't do that. But yeah, with egos.
Yeah. I understand.
Right.
I understand that. All right. So as you went on dealing with artists, right?
Right.
How did you what's your process of determining what's a hit? Like, break that down to the people a bit.
You know what? It's a feeling. When you hear it, it feels good. If it feels good to me, I think it's a hit. Like if you turn it on, the minute you turn it on, it just feels right.
Right.
It just feels so fucking right. Like, oh my God. It just feels right.
Yeah.
So I look at with the new artists, I look at, first of all, the very first thing I look at is their passion. How passionate are they about this? Is this something that they're just doing because it's gimmicky because everybody else is doing it?
Right.
Is it a fad, or and then that's my artist side talking to me too, because I have an executive side, then the artist side of me still comes out too. So
right.
I look at an artist and I'm like, man, all this technology that is out now, if I would have had this when I was rapping, oh my God, it would have been fucking. It would have been crazy. Sorry about that.
Way to catch yourself, bro.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah,
it would have been crazy.
Good.
Yeah, it would have been crazy. But currently, I'm always looking for artists. I'm currently doing business with every single major record label right now as we speak.
Yeah.
Every single one. I'm close friends with every CEO at every single major record label. Close friends with every CEO of every single major record label.
That's dope, man. That's dope.
Yeah.
The way that we came in contact with each other is through the business world, through LinkedIn. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I saw you, you know what I'm saying, and I saw what you was doing, and not just that, someone else told me about you and was like, hey, reach out to him. Maybe he might do it, he might not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
And it's
what I
not.
was looking for at the time was somebody that knows the business like no other. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And you know,
And
it's funny because when I jumped into this, it was music, right? Now I do it all. It's I deal with TV, I deal with movies, I deal with video games. Um, I sit on the board of this company called Distractive Media, and we got a technology that's about to change the world. Um, the and I can't say the name of the label, but
yeah,
I brought it to a major record label, and I'm in the middle of closing the deal with them now. When I say it's big, ginormous big. Yeah, so
that's dope, man.
I'm
That's
really
definitely
excited
dope.
about that. I'm really excited about that. So
I'm excited for you, man. That's
so
definitely dope.
yeah,
Um,
I just as a matter of fact, when we get off, I'm gonna send you the YouTube link of what we're doing in the label and stuff. It's gonna blow you away. But
okay,
so basically, I'm the guy. So it was the music exec, and it still is, but now it's more of I try to utilize all my relationships because I have relationships in every single element of the entertainment business period as a whole.
right,
So I'll be putting myself in a box if I only just dealt with music now. So anything that
right,
got to do
right. And you thinking outside the box. Thinking outside the box is what helped you sell millions of records out here
right,
into the world. You know what I'm saying?
right,
And that's something that's important.
right. So
Me
anything
myself,
that got to anything,
I tried to me
any,
myself, I tried to throw a label together at one point in my life and have artists, but the artist wasn't focused. Like I
yeah,
had two people that was like really focused. One of them is in jail right now. The other one, he just went back to the streets. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't
right,
keep him in the studio as much as I wanted to.
right, right,
But
right,
me myself, I'm an artist, so like I kept pushing. And
right,
I just explained what happened to me to you. Telling you
right.
my story.
Mhm.
So that kind of slowed things down for a bit, and I had to adjust moving to the south. So now I'm back out here. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And
right,
I'm
right.
doing things the way that they should be. And I agree with you there. Building relationships is definitely important.
Man, I try to leverage every single relationship that I got because along the way, I built those relationships in every single aspect of the entertainment business. So um, I just sit up and I try to think of what plays I can make, whether it's sports, whether it's when I say sports, I mean like I have relationships, you name it. No matter what you want to do in sports, I got that relationships.
Right.
No matter what you want to do with movies, TV, um, anything you got to do with entertainment that you want to bring to the forefront, I'm your guy because I got that relationship and I can connect the dots. That's what I'm
Yeah,
doing.
that's definitely dope,
So,
man, and
yeah,
that's what's
and
up.
it's funny. And it's funny. Um, one of my boys the other day, he goes, "Hey man, there's this artist who want to meet you, and he lives 10 minutes from you." I said, "Really?" So he's, "I can't tell you who it is." So I go over there and I meet this guy and this designer from the Panda record.
Yeah, shout out the
So
designer. That's
shout out to this
that was a banger, man. Yang did
shout
his
out to
thing
the
with that,
designer. So
and he
I've
did
been
his thing lyrically with that.
right. So I've been working with designer lately, and me and designer he just finished his new album. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I can believe it.
It's crazy. As a matter of fact, he just texted me about an hour ago saying everything is done. I need to come hear it. So that's what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm gonna go over his
Yeah,
house and listen to his new stuff, and then the next day I'm back with Distracted Media with this record label.
yeah. So what do you like more? Do you like helping the artist create, or do you like the executive side of it?
You know, you know what? I like helping artists create, and I
Why?
like the executive side. I like them both. Um, Only thing about the creative side now is I don't hear a lot of artists who really have that creative side of them. Most of them I hear are just gimmicky.
Yeah, they following suit with everything that's popular.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
they're
I think that's what makes me a different artist. You know, if I want to toot my own horn, I do follow the trends that's popular, but then I give them some tracks that's my
yeah,
originality. You know what I'm saying? Like a Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick
right,
Lamar give the cadences of it today, and then he'll give them something totally different.
right.
And
No
that's
doubt,
what's missing in the music right now.
no doubt. Shout out to Kendrick, no doubt.
Yeah, shout out to Kendrick, man.
It's funny. It's funny because, and I'm not going to sugarcoat this at all. I'm not going to sugarcoat this at all. So me coming from the lyrical standpoint that I come from, and
Hmm.
my back, like if you knew me from back in the day, you'll
Right,
be like, wow, that guy changed. I ain't never gonna let him hear my music. That is assassin on the mic.
right.
So when Kendrick first came out and all these guys, I was like, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. I was like, man, they all whack. They whack. They ain't lyrical. They whack.
Right.
And then but check this out though. Fast forward, I heard Kendrick in an interview, and it changed my whole perspective on him. And now I love him. His
Yeah.
interview, his interview really. It was when he first came out. His interview really touched me, and he gave homage to the old school, and I really understood his walk once I heard him talk.
Right.
So everything how I was at first, I took it back, and I got to up. I take my hat off to Kendrick and all them who's doing what they're doing. Big up to him.
Yeah, you can tell that and his cadences and the things that he rap about, that he pays a lot of homage to boom bap era.
Yeah, he does. He does.
That's what's missing right now in a lot of the artists, like like Griselda, try to keep that boom bap thing going,
Right.
and other places as well. But when I listen to him and I listen to his subject matter,
Right.
that's the difference between everybody else right now. The subject
Right.
matter, him and Cole,
Right.
J. Cole.
Right. Yeah, because J. Cole is dope too.
Yeah, the subject matter, and it's like
Right.
there's so much going on in the world that they not afraid to speak on it.
Right.
So
Right.
that's what the original art form was about. What we
Right.
see and what's going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It took me a long time to accept the new school. And you know what? And I had to really check myself. I think a lot of it had to do with probably jealousy and hating.
I can
And
understand that too, because
you know
at
what I
one
mean?
point when it first came out, I
Jealous,
didn't understand it either.
yeah,
But as an
jealousy and
artist, I had
hating.
to sit back and adjust.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
understand.
yeah. So so I think I was jealous of, man, they getting all this shine and what the heck, and they don't even sound like nothing. But I learned to accept it and say, hey, this is their era, and hey, I rock with it. I
Yeah, I
rock
rock
with it.
with it too. I like it
I
all,
rock with
man.
it.
I
I
tell
rock with
everybody that on it, so they
it. You
hear me
know,
say it every episode.
yeah. So
I
so
don't crap on the younger generation because it's their time. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right, right.
And
And then
now knowing and understanding that there is no age limit in music, because they try to
no,
put
it's
the
not.
stigma only on rap that it's an
Right,
age limit.
right. And
Everywhere else, they artists are respected and loved until they die. You know
right.
what I'm saying?
Right. And then also people who want to, if anybody's listening to this and they want to, and they're artists and they want to contact me, I don't just deal with rap music. I deal with pop, R&B,
Right.
whatever
Me
you
too. Me
do.
too.
A hit record is a hit record to me. So if you got that shit, if you got
You good, you good.
if you got great
If you got
music,
that work,
they got that work. Hit me up. Hit me up.
yeah. Yeah, you got that work, hit him up. Y'all hear it.
You know, I one of the worst things in my career, I passed on an artist who went so big, went mega
Who
big.
was it? Who was it?
Megan Thee Stallion.
Woo! You passed on Meg, bro?
I passed on Megan Thee Stallion. So
Oh man.
it's funny. So her team in Houston, my boy Nitty was behind her, And it's funny. I talked to him 2 days ago. He's with Jay Prince's. He runs Jay Prince's boxing camp. So
Okay.
so he hit me 2 days ago. He said, "Yo, Ant, I got a new artist for you." He go, "Don't do like you did with Megan." He came to Megan Thee Stallion with me, way before anybody even knew who Megan was, and he played me her video and stuff. And I was like, "Oh, that she sound like Little Kim," and there's no one gonna like that. And it blew
Right.
up. It blew up. So that was man. Every
Hey man, sometimes it happens. You know
funny,
what I'm
right?
saying? You can't see the vision.
I
Sometimes
didn't
you
see it.
can't see the vision until the vision happens. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
And we
right,
make mistakes, so it's all good.
right,
And a
right.
big thing about you right there, live for the world to see, is that you admitted your mistake. You know what I'm saying? You
I made a
admitted your
mistake.
mistake.
Yeah.
Um,
Shout out to Nitty in Houston. Shout out to
Shout out
Nitty
to
in
Diddy.
Houston for bringing that to me. What's up, Nitty? He doing the boxing thing with Jay Prince now. Big up, Nitty. What's up, baby? How you doing? Hit me up.
Yeah, that's my manager posted on here. Shout out to Anthony Johnson, man. Respect.
No doubt. What's up?
Yeah, they watching, you know what I'm saying? So tell me what growing up in LA was like for you, man.
Oh, ghetto.
Let's
no,
talk about it.
you know,
What was what was young Anthony Johnson like? You know what I
so
mean?
so I grew up 45 minutes from LA in the city called in the city called San Bernardino. But they call it the IE. You probably heard of the IE. People say they're from the IE. I don't know if you heard of that. Being where you from. Me and Jazzy Faye, you know who Jazzy Faye is? So
Yeah,
so
yeah, you're responsible for Sierra.
so
Having
so
one of the biggest hits of her life.
so me and Jazzy Faye went to high school together. Jazzy
Dope.
Faye is not from out there. He's from right here where I'm from. This is my boy. We talk all the time. We went to high school together. So we all come from a place called Rialto, San Bernardino, about 45 minutes outside of LA. We all
Okay.
grew up hip hop, uh, beatboxing in the restroom so it could be loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. Growing up was a good time, man. Just you know, it was all music for all of us. That's all
So
we
who was
cared
your
about.
top five influences then? As far as music wise?
You know what? When I first heard LL Cool J rap, it made me want to rhyme.
Yeah.
I liked
That's
it rap.
one.
I liked it rap before that, but when I first heard him and Crush Groove, he said box and started doing that. I said, "Oh no, I got to start." So he made me want to rhyme. So yo, big ups to LL. I took it to a whole nother level when I started, but he was the reason why I picked up a microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, real talk.
That's dope. So that was one influence. Who was your give me four more?
Big Daddy Kane, of course.
That's the OG.
Yeah,
That's one of my influences.
yeah,
Him and Coogee Rap,
yeah.
man.
Kane.
Listen,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I might
Kane.
be showing the old head side of me, but
No, Kane.
Coogee Rap is my guy. Big Daddy Kane, you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? And Nori. A lot of
yeah.
people might not say put Nori in their list, but Nori definitely was in my list. So
Right. Dope.
go ahead. You got three more. Three more.
Three more. Of
Yeah.
course. Of course, Rakim. You know, I'm an old school, and of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah. Pioneer.
okay. And so then, but one of my favorites of all time was Organized Confusion.
Wow.
Organized Confusion. I still listen to all their albums every day in my car.
Yeah.
Organized Confusion, Main Source, all that. You know, that's the music I grew up on. Gangstar,
That
Black
was when there was
Moon,
a lot of knowledge being dropped in the music. You know what I'm saying? And
PE, X Clan, all that. Yeah,
X Clan, Gangstar,
mm-hmm. Yep.
Dilated Peoples, Leaders
Yep.
of the New
Yep.
School.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tribe Called Quest.
All that. All that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I feel you. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
That's what I grew up on. Yeah.
And for me to be younger, you know what I'm saying, and y'all came up in an era where it was the real deal. You know
It
what I'm
was, yeah,
saying?
man. I was
But
right in the middle of it.
I studied the greats, as you can hear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Word up.
I studied the greats, and that's something that's lacking right now. Like the younger generation, I would say that the younger generation don't go back and listen to that. They listen to the old hits. They don't go back and listen to the catalog.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And they could actually get a lot of ideas if they went back and listened to actual catalogs
Right.
instead of mainstream singles that who made these people
Right.
who they were. Um,
No doubt.
so what was life in the house like as a youngin? You know what I'm saying?
You know, life in the house was cool. I was the type that, so if you looked on my stuff, the name of my company is called Grandson of a King. And everybody always asks me, what does that mean? What does that mean? So
I
I
definitely
grew up,
was going to get to that and ask that question, but you jumped to it,
yeah,
so let's
yeah.
get into it.
So I grew up very close to my grandfather. My grandfather was my whole world. There was damn, he was almost equivalent to what God would be. You know what I mean? He was my everything.
Right.
So he died 2 years ago at 101.
Oh, my condolences, bro.
And when he passed away, I changed I changed the whole name of my company to Grandson of a King because I always looked at him as a king. So
Yeah.
that's how that happened. So people are like, what does that mean? So yeah, it's a connection with me and my grandfather. So in the house growing up, I lived with my mother, of course, but I was always at his house on the weekend. I was always with him, and he had this record store right up the street from his house, and we used to just go up to the record store and hold on one second. Hold on one second. Hold on one second.
We hear y'all. For those who just tuning in, if you're just tuning in, we have Anthony Johnson on here, record mogul, executive, you know what I'm saying, executive extraordinaire. And he's here at the pot, chopping it up with your boy,
So,
and this is a connection here, y'all. So be aware that this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We got the OG here. So continue.
yeah, so he had this record store right up the street from his house, and this was way early on before we was even into music. I think this is what really got me into music because we used to go into the record store and we used to smell the vinyl, and we used to just go through and just look through the crates of the records, and I would buy a 45. 45 is a 45 inch.
Yeah,
That means
many vinyls.
yeah, vinyl
Yeah,
45
yeah, many vinyls.
mini vinyls. I would buy a 45 probably every week. Like when all of us kids got our allowance, they
Hmm.
all they all go buy candy and you know or whatever. I was going to go buy the record. I went and bought a record every single weekend. I went and bought a 45, and I think that kind of started it off with me with music. And I probably was about I probably was about 9 years old at this time. I'm 9 years old walking to. That's crazy how safe it was back then compared to now. I mean, I used to just walk to the store by myself at 9 years
Right.
old, go in there and buy records.
So growing up in the house, who was the one that pushed you musically? Was it mom or was it dad?
Dad, my stepfather, he used to play music. He used to have his records out. It's funny you said that because I was just telling someone the other day. I said, my stepfather is the one who got me into music. I was just telling someone that yesterday. He used to sing. He used to sing and play records all day long. I used to go to his records and sit there and watch him and then and play his music. So he definitely got me into music. Definitely. He was the one, my stepfather. Yep.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Big up to him.
So tell me a bit about like working with Neo, like and Jay. Like, what was that like?
It's funny because I'm actually I shouldn't say this, but I'm actually working with Jay right now. I really can't go all into that, but I'm actually working with.
Yeah, of course. But you can
I'm
tell us what working with him is like.
beautiful, beautiful because we come from the same background.
Right.
We come from the same background, the same era. What? I'm only what am I? I think I'm 11 months older than him.
Oh yeah, y'all right behind each other.
We're right there, man.
Yeah.
69. I'm January 69. He's December 69.
Yeah.
So I'm
That's what's up.
almost a year older than him, but we come from the same cloth, so it's wonderful being around that whole atmosphere. Yeah,
That's what's up.
I actually got something real big that I brought to the table for him and his stuff. Yeah.
Jay is my GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z is definitely my GOAT. And if you're watching this or ever get to watch this, Jay, you my GOAT. You know what I'm saying? And he's definitely paved the way for a lot of artists to not be afraid to speak on what they see and what they've done and be witty with it.
Yeah.
Um
For where he come from and what he's accomplished is mind blowing.
Yeah, it's definitely mind blowing. It's definitely mind blowing.
Mind blowing, man. It's phenomenal. Shout out to Jay. Phenomenal.
Shout out to Jay.
I'm just I feel blessed that one of his actually the president of his label has been my best friend for 25 years.
That's dope.
So
that's definitely dope.
Yeah, man, the connection with me.
It's dope to sit in that in those rooms and break bread. So
absolutely.
Salute to you for that. You know what I'm saying? So what you got going right now currently?
Currently, right
that
now,
you can speak on.
Because the biggest thing, which takes up 90% of my time, is distractive media.
Okay.
Let's
tell the people about that a little bit. Tell the people a bit about it, how it got started, and what the mission is right now.
So distractive media was started by a business partner of mine. His name is Bob Lito. He worked with the company who started the internet. His buddy invented email. That's how deep in the technology world they are. He is. So I had a meeting with him at his house, and he showed me his platform. And that would have to be like cause it's hard for me to explain all what it is because he would have to do that. So what he did is I seen what he had, and I said, you know what? With all my relationships, I can make this happen. I can make this happen, and this probably can get sold to Live Nation in about a year or two for about $6 billion.
Woo! That's dope, man.
Yeah, for about
that's dope. That means you know how I get to it, and you shake and move.
I'm shaking and moving. So what I did is I'm reaching out to a couple of the my people because this is good for sports. So I'm reaching out. I'm reaching out to Rich Paul for the sports of it. And
that's what my show is not just for, as you can see, you're an exec, so it's all sides of the business. You know what I'm saying? It's not just music.
Right.
I haven't had any athletes on yet, but I would love to have athletes on as well. And
so
I have something in the works going on with possibly getting an athlete. But like I said, we're going to talk off the air about some things.
Yes. So with distracted media, it's a platform that's good for anywhere where there's crowds, where there's people. with his people, and it's got something to do with your phone. So what I did is I started reaching out to record labels, because I know record labels, the end game is Live Nation, because Live Nation is going to want to buy it for about $6 billion.
Right.
So what I did is I started reaching out to record labels to see which one want to jump on board. And
Right.
I'm sure once they figure what they want to do, they would jump on board. And I found one who's absolutely in love with it. And with us doing business with this particular label, that's gonna bring Live Nation to us as well.
Right.
So it takes up 90% of my day dealing with distracted media, because this is going to be a financial play, the biggest financial play I ever had my whole career. Period. Point blank.
That's what's up, man. That's definitely what's up, and that's dope. So how do you feel currently about the way that the industry is going right now, and how do you perceive it? I'm sorry about that.
Say it again.
How do you feel right now about the current status of the industry and how things are going? Is it going in a great space, or is it going like how do you see it?
Well, it's going in a great space for the record labels, but I feel that it needs to be reconstructed for the artists to get their fair share. You know, with Spotify coming in, stealing money with this, you getting low money on the streams and stuff.
Right,
So
and they decided to just take everybody's music down instead of pay them.
yeah, so
Yeah,
that's wrong. That's wrong. So
right, because they done made the money already.
they made the money. It's highway robbery. They robbing these artists.
I agree.
They robbing these artists. So I wish it can go back to where it used to be. It ain't no internet or nothing. And the A&R goes out to the local club, whatever, and he finds a good talent and he bring them to the table.
Right.
Yeah. My opinion.
I agree. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if it's one thing, I ask everybody the same question. If it's one thing life has taught you on this journey that you on, what was that?
One thing is taught me is to never talk about anybody. Never. What I mean by that is, say I'm sitting in a room with Jay. I'm just saying any name, Jay, Louie, or John Doe, and I start talking mess about Paul. Paul over there at Capitol Records, he ain't man. I hate him or whatever. And never talk about people, because guess what? Everybody know each other.
Yeah, get back.
Everybody know each other. So watch your words wisely on who you talk about. So if you got a negative feeling about somebody and you're in the entertainment game, keep it to yourself.
Keep it to yourself.
Keep it to yourself. That's the one thing I learned. So I'm gonna tell you. So I can actually say this because these are my two good friends now. We talk all the time. So I'm gonna tell you how I got that. So I got a friend named Darius Jones, and I got a friend named Angelo Sanders. So Darius Jones was the vice president of A&R Capital for years. He did God, why am I going blank? What's the girl from Destiny's Child who was over there?
Kelly Rowland?
Yeah, no, not Kelly Rowland, the other one.
Michelle Williams?
No, it was caught between the two, because I really want to be with her. He signed her.
I know who you're talking about, though. Yeah.
He did her. He did Chingy when Chingy went over there. The last artist he signed when he was over there was what's his name? Put You to Bed. What's his name? He actually manages him now too. What's his name? I'ma put you to bed. I can't think of the guy's name. How can I not think of his name? Well, anyway, he was the VP of A&R Capital, and Angelo Sanders was the VP of A&R at Aftermath. And
Okay.
so these are my two good friends now. They both are at home chilling, doing what they do. They're not at labels no more. But I was talking some stuff to Angelo about Darius. I think it had something to do with Obi. I was like, man, he don't want to deal with Obi, man. Man, forget that, whatever. And he went back and told him, and I was like, what? You know him? And that let me know that you can't just say something about someone.
Yeah, you can't say whatever you want.
Everybody know each other. But it's funny that I learned that, but we're all friends now. And another thing that I learned is you can't do business off a handshake. You got to have paperwork with everything. You got to have paperwork with everything. I learned that early on, and I end up getting the president of Capitol Records fired from his job for breaching a contract that I had. But if I wouldn't have had paperwork, that wouldn't have happened. So paperwork is important, people.
It's key.
Paperwork is important.
Key.
Right, no doubt.
Yeah, so I definitely feel you on that. And I think that's important, especially to the younger generation artists and the older generation, because let's be real, a lot of older acts is getting signed now because lyricism is back.
Right. Absolutely.
But I think that's key, because in a lot of situations people do get screwed over because they don't have paperwork.
Absolutely.
And the more you get older or the more seasoned you get in the game, because when you come in the game, you come in as a babe. You don't know nothing.
Right. Nothing.
But as time goes on, you should be soaking up game and learning everything that you should know to get to the point that you want to get to.
Right. Absolutely.
So I agree with you with that 1000%.
Yeah, your paperwork is important, man. It's a business.
Yeah, man. So
man. So hey, if anybody's watching, got a great TV show, a reality show, music, a business idea, anything, hit me up. Let's talk. Pitch it to me. Let's make it happen.
Well, you're watching one right now, and you're on one.
No
but
doubt.
yeah, man. All jokes aside, because I like to joke around.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, I like to joke around. I like to have fun, man, because having fun is definitely important when you believe in what you do. And for some, they look at things only as the business, but you gotta love what you're doing. And I think after hearing everything that I just heard from you, you love what you do. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And that's always a good thing, to love what you do, because then there's more that comes out of it, and you get gratitude to see people win. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
and
right.
you give me that vibe that you don't just do it for the bag. The bag is nice, but you want to see people win.
Absolutely, man. Everybody, you know what, man? I tell everybody, man, it's enough for everybody to eat. It's enough for everybody to eat. So let's all win. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, if I'm sitting at the table, I don't want to be eating filet mignon and everyone around me eating Salisbury steak.
Right.
You feel me? We all we all should be eating filet mignon. So let's all eat, however we can get there. Hey, use me. So I tell everybody this. And I'm gonna tell you this too. Everybody. There in this entertainment business, there is nobody who I can't get in touch with. There's no reach that I can't get. I'm fully connected in every aspect of the business. And the reason why I tell people that is because if they have something that they can use me to where I can use my relationships and we can win, then by all means, let's do it. You understand
Yeah,
what I'm
man.
saying?
I feel like it was God's will for things to work out the way they did, to have you on the way it was, and even the correspondence between the months in between. It was meant to be this way for a reason because, for one, I had told you I was starting it, but it wasn't started yet. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
And you can't just be talking about you doing something but now don't see no product. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? And when you seen the product, you hit me back like, yo, I see your grind. Like, let's get it.
right, no doubt.
And
And you
that
know,
was dope. You know what I'm saying? Because you hit me back like that, bro. Like you hit me right back, right after I sent it to you. Like, and that's important, you know, because it makes
real
a
people,
person feel like you're really interested in what you see.
no doubt, real people, man,
And
real people,
I appreciate that. I just wanted to thank you on air for that, to say I appreciate that, and it meant a lot to me.
no doubt, man. When when we get off, I'm gonna text you something that's gonna make your head explode.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
yeah, man, it was good to have you on, and I thank you for
Yeah.
coming on the podcast with Tigmatic, you know what I'm saying? Uh you will be Anthony Johnson will be on Stirring the Pot as well sometime next week. We don't know the date exactly yet, but we just talked about that earlier. So he's gonna be on Stirring the Pot too, y'all. So be on the lookout for that, and that'll be the raw, uncut, unfiltered, where we can
Yeah.
just lay back
Dive
and
in,
keep it all the way a thou wow and talk how we want and say what we want to say out here.
no doubt.
Y'all will get more gems from him as well on that episode. So keep it locked in, y'all. Y'all
No
know
doubt.
this is the new spot on Facebook to come to get the real. You know what I'm saying? And I've been trying to tell people that for a while, and they starting to see it. And now y'all know it's real. Y'all
No
know it's
doubt.
real. You know what I'm saying? So keep enjoying the show. Keep supporting the show. I thank y'all. Excuse me. Like, share, and subscribe. And continue to keep it booming, y'all. We gonna keep it locked in like that. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Tigmatic. And you got any shout outs you want to give anybody before we get off here? You
Hey,
stay on when I hang up on here, but you stay on so we can talk.
yeah. Hey, I tell you what, shout out to anybody that's hungry who's trying to get it. Shout out to them. Go make it happen. Hey, I tell everybody, let the haters be the fuel to your success. Just because somebody tell you no don't mean that it can't happen.
That's right.
Stay tunnel vision on your goal and just make it happen.
Focus.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. All
Yeah.
right, then. One.
Yeah. Y'all heard it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all heard it from a mogul. You know what I'm saying? Y'all heard it. And this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep hitting y'all with more content. We're going to keep having real ones on here that show y'all the game and give y'all game. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what it's
Hey,
for.
I got to get this. I got to get this phone call. It's a distracted media business thing. I'll hit you guys back, though.
All right. We on it. We on it.
All right.
Tigmatic, Anthony Johnson was on, and we out, y'all.